What if I told you that most relationships don't end because of one big betrayal, but because of hundreds of tiny moments that nobody notices? Think about that for a second. People always ask, what happened? They looked so happy. But that's exactly the point. From the outside, everything can seem perfect. The pictures are smiling. The messages still end with I love you. The routines stay the same. Yet deep inside, something has already started to disappear. Love rarely dies overnight. It fades quietly. It leaves room one conversation at a time, one ignored feeling at a time, one broken promise at a time. And by the time someone finally says, I don't think I am in love with you anymore, the relationship has often been ending for months, sometimes even years. But here is the part almost nobody talks about. Falling out of love isn't always about loving someone else. It's often about slowly losing the emotional connection that once made with one person feels like home. Imagine watering a plant every single day. It grows, it blooms, and it fills the room with life. But then one day you stop. Not all at once, just forget once, then twice, then a week goes by, then the plant doesn't die immediately. It still looks alive, but beneath the surface, it's already drying out. Relationships work the same way. Affection becomes routine, conversations become logistic, date nights become chores. Curiosity becomes assumptions. Eventually, two people who once couldn't stop talking to each other begin live like polite strangers, sharing the same space. And that's terrifying, because sometimes people don't fall out of love with who you are. They fall out of the love with how the relationship makes them feel. Feeling unheard, the feeling unseen, feeling like they are the only one trying, feeling emotionally lonely while sleeping beside someone every single night. Here is another very uncomfortable truth. Love doesn't disappear because the butterflies leave. The butterflies were never meant to stay forever. Real love begins when excitement settles, when honeymoon phase ends, when life gets stressful. After bills, responsibilities, bad days, disappointments, and ordinary routines become part of every single day. That's when relationships are tested. Some couples grow closer, others slowly drift apart without even realizing it. And drifting apart doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like fewer hugs, longer silences, lesser laughter, more scrolling on phone than looking into each other's eyes, choosing convenience over connection, assuming there will always be another tomorrow to fix things. Until one day, but there isn't any, but there is something even deeper happening. People don't just need love, they need to feel emotionally safe. Safe enough to be vulnerable, safe enough to admit they are struggling, safe enough to say I am hurting, I'm being hurt, without feeling the rejection. The moment emotional safety disappears, love begins fighting an uphill battle, because intimacy isn't built by simply staying together, but built by being understood. So why do people fall out of love? Sometimes it's resentment that was never spoken. Sometimes it's years of emotional neglect. Sometimes it's constant criticism. Sometimes it's taking each other for granted. Sometimes it's simply growing in different direction without growing together. And yes, sometimes people change. The person you fall in love with at 20 may not be the same person at 30 or 40 or 50. The real question isn't whether people change. Everyone changes. The question is whether two people continue choosing each other through those changes. Because love isn't just a feeling, it's a series of choices made every single day. The choice to listen, the choice to apologize, the choice to forgive, the choice to stay curious, the choice to notice the little things before they become impossible to ignore. Maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. People rarely wake up one morning completely out of love. They slowly stop investing in the small moments that created love in the first place. And when those moments disappear, love often follows. So before assuming love simply fades on its own, ask yourself a question, one simple question. What small moments have stopped happening? Because sometimes saving relationship isn't about finding one grand romantic gesture. It's about bringing back the tiny things that once made two people feel deeply connected. And those tiny things, they have always mattered more than we realize.